And we're live again. Hello. I just had an amazing dance class from Juels, so I'm still really much in the vibe of feminine energy. And that's what Juels' business is all about. She helps women to get into their superpowers and make them feel amazing and to be able to share that with the world. So we're going to talk about that today. Hello, I'm Marja from the Women Entrepreneur Club, and I support women in business to help solopreneurs make business more easy and fun and get into the flow and do stuff together. So business, yay! So to do the hard stuff together and build a tribe with sisterhood, so we can lift each other up.
That's right.
Yeah, that's also what your business is about. We have a bit of an overlap.
Yeah.
So that's why I think we connect so well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I want to know today what your secret is, because you are very much in a flow. To me, it looks like that, and you actually have workshops called Flow, Find Your Flow, or
Flow Your Life.
Flow Your Life.
Flow Your Life.
Yeah, so you have lots of tips and tricks and advice for the women that are watching. There's 2 women watching, so if you have any questions, we will have a look at them and try to answer them during this interview. But first, thank you for doing this interview with me.
Thank you for asking me. Thank you for asking me. I feel honored. It's the first time I'm live, like being interviewed live. So I hope it goes good.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll go good.
I'm always a bit nervous, but every time it goes really well. So yeah, it's just fun. Lots of room for mistakes and.
Always room.
Yeah.
It's feedback. Life is feedback.
Trial and error. Yeah. So first I'd like to know from you, how is your business different from anything that's out there?
Okay, how is my business different? I think my business is different because I want to grow the toolkit and the skill set of women, and we're also different and we're also unique, and we also, go through fluctuations in our day. In our lives, and I want your toolkit to be so broad and full of different ways of getting rid of stress, getting out of your head, getting into your body, that I really try and look at a person as like a whole being, and very specifically like all the different elements that make you who you are.
Yeah.
So I think that's what, like, I really try to make a full picture and take that on. So like things from dancing.
Yeah. So examples from your toolkits are dancing.
Dancing. You can do visualizations. You can do different kind of coaching tips and tricks. There's different small elements to broaden your perspective and make it more flexible. So that you become more self-aware, that you can maneuver better with what's going on with your patterns and your emotions and your behaviors and your triggers and your needs. Broadening, giving different tools that you can use on a daily basis to get rid of the stress and the overwhelm and to feel good in yourself and powerful.
And what I like particularly is that you do a lot of stuff to get really with your body, so it's not talking about it. It's like, how do you feel, but really, what do you feel, like what's happening inside you? It's
really important to know. Like, I mean, I feel like a lot of elements are always focused on how we think and feel in our head about things, but not the communication that we get from our body. And that's the part that I really want to incorporate, because we have a lot of wisdom and a lot of intuition and a lot of information coming from our body. And so that communication and that dialogue should be there, so that we have better access and more information to make choice in our lives.
Great. So really connecting the head and the body.
Yes.
Yeah, really good. So I know you've worked in the telecom industry.
I have also,
For 6 years, you were really in the corporate scene. So that's very different from what you do today. And I'm sure that when there's people watching, they might be considering a career switch, or following their passion. How did you go from working in the telecom to doing what you do today? Like, how did you find what's working for you?
I think that it's even more than that. Like before I was in the corporate world, I was a freelance photographer. That's what I studied and trained for. So I've reinvented, let's say, my career a few times.
Yeah.
I knew when I went into the corporate world that it wasn't exactly for me, but there was, different reasons and life reasons on why I stepped into it. What I mainly learned in that, and how I got to where I am now, is that I need to find the right words for it. So what I learned in the corporate world is the pressure cooker that is happening in society and the rest of the world, how we're becoming these like floating heads that walk around and very disconnected from our body, not listening to any pains that we're feeling, like we don't have a period, we're not allowed to be moody, we're not allowed to go up and down. And I found myself in this very male-dominated environment where I was with men all day long, and I had to be the same, and I had to like extra perform because I was a woman on top of everything else. And so what I noticed is that there was a lot of kind of floating heads running around inside of there, men and women both. Yeah. And inside of this pressure cooker, I noticed how detached women were from themselves. Not listening at all and getting all kinds of complications and illnesses because of that. And so I went on this whole search because I had few role models. Women role models, and so I was searching, and I'm lucky enough to come from the Caribbean also, and have like this this balance between what's going on in the West and also like what's going on in the other cultures. And so
you could see the difference.
I could see the difference of what's going on and what's happening. I could see how people have fun differently, how people are more comfortable in their body differently, how people can be free in dance, be free in singing, be free in different kinds of ways. And then there's this block and this divide and all these rules on one side where people are so detached and so scared to connect and to show themselves. And so I was really, I went on a whole search during my whole 20s when I was in the corporate world on what is it to be a woman, I was already a tomboy, I felt like a tomboy. It was very comfortable and easy for me to be around men the whole time, but I still also was like, all of a sudden, like, oh, I'm a woman also, what does that mean? Yeah. And so I went from like shaman to learning belly dance to learning, I became a coach. NLP.
So you were very curious and
bringing all these things together, and it was my whole journey. I kind of like made in Ladyliciousness what I was missing, like what I had wanted, and brought a lot of different elements together on kind of like, this is the pressure cooker that's going on in the world, in the corporate scene particularly, and these are the tools and elements that helped me. And that I see help other people, and so like, why not share that? And
Great.
Why not?
So everything, your background, your search, everything, your experience in the corporate world, piled up and sort of put in a melting pot, and then this came out. I think that goes for a lot of women solopreneurs.
Absolutely.
That they are what they've been through. They do what they've been through. Great.
Absolutely.
As I see, Stephanie has a question. Being able to see the difference is a superpower, Juel. Thank you, Steph, for giving that back to us. And also Melanie joined. Hello, Melanie. Nice to see you. And then my third question for you is, how do you keep the flow in your life? And so how do you found a work-life balance?
I think that's something that is always like a moving target, you know? So, life
it's not something you tick from your list.
No, exactly. Like, I think that's something that's a constant search and a constant element. But how I try to do it for myself is I feel like I'm very self-aware. I know what my patterns are, I know what affects me in which kind of way, and my awareness of what goes on in my body, like I can hear my body, I can feel my body tell me when I need to like slow down. Like I can almost hear my uterus talk to me in some kind of way, you know, like in your cycle. And I mean, that can sound very fluffy, but it's not the only thing that is telling you like, okay, wait a second, you've got to calm down. I've been through burnout before in my life. I don't ever want to get back to that spot. And what I've learned from going through that is really to keep in tune. To keep aware and to constantly, I think I was writing an interview for Rasalila actually where we are now, and I think it's part of the celebration of life, how I keep the flow. It's the curiosity, it's keeping my inner child alive, it's keeping, you know, keeping sensitive to the small things in life, and I think that helps me keep in balance as well, so that I'm more mindful of like my world around me, and therefore can find my own pace inside of it, so that I know, okay, this is when I need rest, this is when I'm not. Because the life and work balance for me became more fuzzy since I started on my own, because it is me. What I teach, it's part of who I am. It's like when I'm teaching my dance classes, when I'm coaching, like that's all like elements that are part of who I am. And so it's hard to say, okay, well, I shut the door and I'm going to stop being me then and rest and do the life part. So I just make sure that like it flows through, and that I keep very aware of what I need, when I need to rest, when I need fun, when I need to be with people, when I need to socialize and have friends.
Great. And since this is also what your business is about, can you give us one tip or a small advice, like how we can start doing that?
One of the like small exercises that I give my first coaching clients, or in the first sessions of my coaching clients, is to carry around a piece of paper. Carry around like a list with you that you can make of all of the things that are your energy givers. Like when you notice, like after my dance class, then I really have you go in your body and really understand what oxytocin feels like. So that when you go out into the outside world and you feel oxytocin, you feel that like good, that goodness and good vibe inside of you, that you know those are the people who resonate on my frequency. I need more of those people in my life. When I'm doing activities, those are the activities that are feeding my soul. I need more of these activities in my life. And so as part of like, that's a very simple way, like noticing through dance what your body feels like.
I saw there was a question, but now it's gone.
It's gone.
Let me see. Oh yeah, I can flip. Okay, we'll get to your questions. Yeah.
And then the list is just an expanding exercise off of that. So you take your list, you carry it around with you, and start marking like the small things that you can do on a daily basis, or the small things that you do on a daily basis that give you that energy.
Yeah, and start noticing.
And start noticing it. And then the backside of that list is really all of your energy suckers.
Yeah.
So even the small things, like what are like singing on your bicycle when going to work, or putting on nice stockings for the day, or calling a friend and just venting when you need to vent, and like getting stuff off of your chest, or dancing, or all of, the small things that you can do. And the energy suckers also, becoming more aware of like the small things that you do that are taking your energy,
and do less of them.
There are always going to be energy suckers in life, and energy gainers as well, but then when you're aware of it, then you can find more balance.
Yeah, and you can make a choice.
Make a choice. Yeah, it gives you choice.
Great. Thanks.
Questions?
Yeah. Okay, so let me see. I saw Stephanie had a question. What gets in your way? What gets in your way?
What gets in my way?
Stephanie wants to know what gets in your way.
Honestly, perfectionism gets in my way. I'm a perfectionist, I'm an artist. I think that sometimes goes a little bit hand in hand. So I become quite sensitive about my things, and I notice that the way that I approach my art and my creativity and that kind of side has overflowed onto like my business as well. And so whereas as an artist I can say like, okay, it's good to have perfectionism and have that drive because you're trying to express yourself in a certain kind of way. and then release it to the world.
Yeah.
I think sometimes that can get in my way. That's that it's I'm aware of it and I try to let it go, but then sometimes it's like, oh, it could always be better. It could always be better. It could always be better. So then that part, and I want it to. It's not that I don't want to release it, but then. You know, I want it to be good. Like I want people to be able to use it and to get the most out of it.
It shouldn't hold you back from releasing it.
No.
So, yeah, that's a big
exactly. So finding the balance. But then that's the part I think that I'm always aware that in my lifeline that okay, I've got to pay attention to that. Otherwise, I'll get stuck somehow.
Yeah. Great question. What's your most effective marketing strategy?
I think video.
We're getting into business now.
Yeah, I think video, and Stephanie was the one to tell me I had to do more. I know, and I'm doing it. I'm here. But yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah. And let me see. Hi, it's me, Susan.
Hi,
and Margreet are here. No questions yet. So I think we can also answer any questions that might follow from the interview. Mm-hmm. We can answer them online afterwards. Yeah. And I just wanted to mention, because I thought is a great tip, is your one song a day.
Yeah, one song a day. So I say after all of my classes, if there's one gift that you can give yourself in your life, is one song a day. Yeah. Allow yourself to be free. Yeah. Allow yourself to move freely. Allow yourself to expand. We're so used to adapting and holding ourselves in and adjusting to the outside world.
Be funky.
Be groovy. Like explore, expand that energy. You know, like don't worry. Like dance like no one is watching. Yeah. One song a day, and you'll notice how that produces the oxytocin that you need, and which lowers our stress levels as women. Yeah. And you're bringing in like a lot of different elements of creativity and playfulness into your life while you produce that oxytocin. Yeah. It's a fun way of doing it. So one song a day. Yeah. Make your own oxytocin. Great. That's what I'm always saying.
I've been dancing since the start of this year. Cool. And it's really helped me to expand and also to give me more courage. Because I'm taking up my space, literally taking up my space. And then it's also easier to do that in business and to do it with friends and you know, any type of relationship.
So you're allowing your energy to flow. You're allowing you to flow and to express yourself. Like dance is a different form of expression of communication that we don't often touch, or that we seem to reserve for like a club scene when we have alcohol or whatever. And it doesn't have to be that way.
No, it shouldn't be like
joy.
that.
It's pure joy. And that's if you have kids, then you just like have them join in, or one song, like find a way to put on earphones if they need to sleep or take naps or whatever. I mean, there's always ways
to do it together.
Do it if you have your kids that are able to dance. If you have little babies, then maybe just put on earphones and let them sleep. But I think like I've had mothers coming in and they dance with their kids, and I think it's the funnest thing. So I think it's a great thing to share. Yeah. And
it contains everything that you stand for. You get into your body, get into the flow.
It's like the essence. Like honestly, I didn't know that I would be giving dance classes when I first started all of this. Oh. It's something that I always do myself, and it's something that I teach in my workshop, like as an element, but not as a full class. Yeah. And because that was like a fast and easy and fun and an asked for way, that I turned it into a class, and then it became a full class. Yeah. And it's the funnest class to teach. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. And I found it really inspiring and like insightful, because I've said that I've been dancing since the start of the year, but your moves were very different to what I usually do, and I love the feminine touch, and it's really sensual. Yeah. So I'm going to practice my moves during the one song a day.
Nice. I like to give different awareness, like where to put your awareness in your body, because like you said also after the class, like you're not always sure when you're dancing yourself, we have our own patterns of movement as well, like the way that we like to move. And when you're being guided through it, I mean, it's a dancing kind of meditation of stepping into that playfulness and to explore like different ways of moving and different ways of expanding yourself to see if like that works for you as well. So
yeah, great, thanks. Let me see if there's any other questions. Oh, it's a very small screen. We had this one. Oh, we're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love that. One song a day. Okay.
One song a day.
Okay, time to dance. Yeah. Let's
time
start
to dance, ladies. Seriously.
Oh, and you might wonder where we are. We are at the
Rasalila.
We're
at the Rasalila studio, where I teach my workshops and my master classes, and twice a week there are Dance It Out classes here on Wednesdays and Fridays, and it's a really nice, lovely, feminine space.
Yeah, I don't think there's any men here, right? It's really
there are a few, not many.
It looks really like a place that women would build for women.
Well, when I first got here, I got here because I was asked to do a burlesque show a few years ago, and I knew nothing about that, and so then I found this space, and after I did the whole burlesque thing and whatever, I got in touch with one of the ladies who owns this studio, and I was like, I love how feminine it is here, and I love just the energy and everyone's so friendly, and it's a very feminine energy here. And I was like, I want to do my Ladyliciousness there, so that's what.
So this is your home. Yeah, great. Yeah, I can show you around, but this is the
downstairs studio.
Yeah, it's the downstairs. Okay, I think. We see, that's Margreet. Love is my favorite quote. Dance the dance you dance. Don't dance the dance that people who dance. Yeah, thanks Margreet. Yeah. Okay, so we're wrapping it up. Thank you very much. I'm gonna hug you.
Yeah. So nice to have met you, lady.
Yeah. And we're gonna be in touch and do stuff together, I'm sure.
For sure.
There's lots to do, and lots of women to wake up and get into their bodies and step into their superpowers. And I think there's lots of women in Amsterdam, Utrecht, and in the Netherlands
who want to feel amazing.
Yeah, and who are amazing, but who
want to feel it too.
Yeah,
they want to feel it,
and then radiate and help other women as well. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. In a week's time or so, I'm going to interview Natalie, and I'm looking forward to that as well. Yeah. So great! Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. See ya. Bye.
Bye.